Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alade, and you're welcome to my fourth series of Don't Be a Corporate Slave. Inshallah, we'll be talking about keeping a balanced life, as a lot of us are trapped into being a workaholic. We hardly have time for our family, having time for ourselves, and unfortunately, we're enslaved with our work and forgetting the fact that a time will come whereby we will no longer have the strength to actually to work like the way we used to work, and then all those things we abandoned, all those things we didn't take care of, we may end up having to lose all those things that are valuable in our life, most especially our families. We'll be looking at this from the perspective of Islamic, and then I would like to start with an hadith of where Solomon Fancy advised one of Abu Darda, um, telling him about keeping a balanced life when he actually advised him that he needed to have time for his family. And Abu Darda reported him to Rasulullah, and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, Salman al-Farsi has said the truth. And what was the truth? It's the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a right over us. Our families has a right over us, and our body itself, has a right over us. And everything which we need to keep a balanced life. We need to keep a balanced life. Everything has, whatever you do for your family, you get a reward. Whatever you do for yourself, taking care of yourself, eating halal, eating good food, you get a reward. Whatever you do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for your creator, you get a reward. So everything has to be balanced. You don't have to be, okay, yes, you're all about deen, and you don't have time for your family, or you're about your family, you have time for your deen, or you're about your family, or you're about your business and work, and you don't have time for your body to take care of your body. You need to exercise, you need to take time out, you need to appreciate the nature. And that's what I appreciate when his slaves look into the creation of his, look into the heavens. Last month, I always challenge us that we should look into the heavens, we should look into the earth, we should look into how we actually brought water from the heavens into a dry land, and actually how we had to come out, how the green pastures have to come out, and how Allah wants us to ponder. We have to ponder about the Quran, and pondering about the Quran is one of the things that actually is healthy for our health, it's healthy for our brain, it makes us think, it makes us say, okay, what am I doing, what am I preparing for the year after? And that way you don't get entrapped into, you want to be the best employee, or you want to be the best CEO of the year, man of the year, and all that stuff. You end up chasing dunya, and invariably you are trapped. Inshallah, there's an ayah in the Quran in Surah Al-Hujurat, Quran 49, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had advised the companions, and the Quran, and the verse is Quran 49 verse 4. Allah said, indeed, those who call you, O Muhammad, from behind the chambers, most of them do not use reason, and if they had been patient unto you, could come out to them, it would have been better for them, but Allah is forgiving and merciful. And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually, one of the lessons we can actually depict from here is the fact that Allah is trying to say that when Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is with his family, you guys should allow him be with his family. Let him take his time. When he comes out, you should hold on, chill to when he comes out, when you can actually ask him all the things you want to ask him. Don't start calling him, don't start disturbing him when he's having fun. Because Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala knows that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is carrying a lot of a burden on his shoulders. He's the last prophet, he's the seal of all the prophets, and he needs to actually give this message. So all this show that the only way he can actually be relaxed is when he's in the midst of his family, when he can actually be a good husband at that time, good father and everything. So, but when people are now coming to come and disturb him, also you are trying to overburden him at the time when he's supposed to relax himself. That's a balance that Allah is trying to teach us. That's a balance, because our mother Aisha radiallahu anha, when she was asked that what the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam does in the house, he said he serves them. That means it helps them out. It helps them out in the house chores. You may think it is like I cannot help my wife, but you're actually building family ties. You're actually building your home. You'll be enjoying more. You tend to bond more when you help your wife. It's not like, because on the day of your Kiyama, you won't be called by, where are those African men? You will be called by your Muslim name. You'll be called by the name of your father. You'll not be called by, okay, and where's the African men? Where are the strong men and all that? So you'll be called by your virtues. Your virtues is you being a believer, being seeing the sign of your believer on your forehead. That is your sign of the wudu you do and everything like that. So we really need to bring down all this ego and all this arrogance, because Sheikh Maulana Sulaiman May Allah have mercy on him. He said something in one of his lectures, and he said, there are four ingredients to you being happy. The first one is when you do things for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be happy. The second thing is if you invest in your family. A lot of people, we invest for our family. We buy cars, we buy them cars, we buy them gadgets, we buy them everything. But at the end of the day, we realize that the family ties, the bond is not there because we've already replaced our presence with the materialism, with the material things we give our family. The third thing is when you do things for your community. The fourth thing is when you do things for yourself. Those are the four ingredients of happiness, and you really need to think and look at it. How is this really an happiness? How are these things truly? If you do things for Allah, you'll be happy. If you do things for your wife, you have time. Even if all of us can actually control ourselves in terms of this gadget called mobile phone, once we're in the house, if it's not important, if it's not absolutely necessary, we should try as much as possible to give our spouse their attention. We should try as much as possible to give our kids the attention that they need. We should try as much as, because sometimes you wonder why when you grew up and your kids don't want to sit down with you, because when they were young you didn't give them the attention. It's as simple like that. And I love Allah. Allah is a balanced God. Allah is a just God. He's at hard. He will give you what you do. If you had time for your family, when it's the time you needed them most, they will be there for you. But if you do not have the time for your family and you replace your presence with material things, once they also grow old and you are weak, because you will definitely be weak, because the more you grow old, the more you're gonna get weak and you're gonna have gray hairs and all that. So that's a normal thing. By the time your own kids that were weak at the point now become strong, because of the fact that they don't have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in them, and because you never had time for them, they won't see the reason why they needed to be with you. But if you had time to train them for in the way of Allah, and you spent time with them, that you made them realize that they are important people, they are the reason why you are working and everything like that. When it's the time when you grow old, because really the essence of us talking about this is you not being entrapped in this corporate world of you trying to be the best CEO, best employee, best and all that. It's the fact that we need to prepare for where we are going to. If you grow old and nobody's there, nobody's taking care of you, you feel like what's the essence of all this? And that's the reason why you now realize, you see all these elderlies in the neighborhood, you wonder that did they ever work? Did they ever had this hustle and bustle? And they will tell you that they did work. They woke up very early in the morning too. They actually went through all these things, but that's life. It's phase. So we need to ask ourselves, how am I going to? Because one thing is, whether you like it or not, it's because Allah had give you a good health. That's why you can say that you want to work and work and work. If you're tested by your health, another person is going to do your job, and they're going to do it very well. They will do it perfectly. But that's why there's this hadith of taking advantage of five things for five. That hadith is about time management. That hadith is about knowing how to prioritize things. That hadith is about taking advantage of when you are free before you become busy. Taking advantage of when you are healthy before you become sick. If you are healthy, that is when your boss can actually still will tell you they need your service. If you're no longer healthy, no matter how much you were a workaholic, they will definitely replace you with someone that is agile. So we need to really ask ourselves, how will I balance my life? How will I take things slow? I'm going into the new year. What will I do? It's not about the resolution. As a Muslim, every minute is a resolution. Every day is a resolution. You have to keep working and working, and because you know a time will come where you're going to drop it. You're going to drop everything and you return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the essence of this reminder is for every one of us to check ourselves and see how can we really work on ourselves. How can we become a better person? How can we become that ummah, that flourishing ummah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted us to be? How can we really balance our life? How can we be the best of nation Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted us to be? And all these are the things we actually need to do. For us not to get entrapped into this corporate slave of trying to be the best and everything, knowing fully well that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is important in everything we do. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to keep a balanced life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our families. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never leave us at the points of our needs. And I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it easy, heeds our affairs, because sometimes we want to do these things, but we keep being tested, and you end up saying, why? But I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease our affairs and makes our life easy. I pray whenever we're going to return back to Him, return back to Him in a manner that is pleasing to Him. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.